A showcase of Caribbean food and culture takes place in Roxbury on Sunday, August 4th. It's called Taste of Caribbean Boston, and one of its goals is to raise money for scholarships. To tell us about the event is its founder, Alteon, and the event coordinator, Vadeline Jules-Freeman. Thank you both for being with us.
Thank you, Chris, for having us.
I want to start with Eve. Tell us how you got this all started.
Oh my God, we are celebrating our third year now into this event, and it all started with me going back to school into pursuing a career into the health field as a nurse, and seeing the struggle that I had to finance it, being a single parent at the time, and it was really, really hard. And I wanted it to. I share the same common issue that a lot of young folks are facing right now in our community. And I said, what way would I be able to help them, to really contribute and make sure that all of the community is involved? And that's how this whole event got started. I was calling friends, and I went to a few businesses and said, this is the idea that I have. If I were to go ahead and put a festival together where we give back to our youth, through the scholarship program, is it something that you would be interested in? And the amount of welcome that we got was just overwhelming. So this is how this whole thing got started.
Well, you're talking about scholarships for students. What about you in your pathway to becoming a nurse? Did you have some help along the way that was really important?
Oh yes, oh yes. Mainly why I even went into it was a personal experience that I had, and not only that the courses are also hard, but having the burden on to be able to financially afford it was also one thing that I didn't want someone else to experience, because I know how hard that was.
Yeah. Vadeline, you and Eve both have Haitian heritage, so a lot of people might be thinking, Caribbean, isn't that all alike? But actually, there's quite a lot of diversity, isn't there, in this?
There is a lot of diversity, and some would say Haiti's the heart of the Caribbean. Or I should say, I would say.
Hometown Caribbean, but talk, because you could place like Trinidad.
Yes, so we have Trinidad, Jamaica that's being represented, Guyanese, Barbados, yes. So quite a few different islands and mixtures, and some not from the islands, but from different parts of Africa that are taking part of the event. So it's just kind of like a melting pot of the diaspora coming together.
Speaking of melting pots, I learned my first recipe for curry chicken from somebody from Trinidad. I mean, you've got Indian in the mix too, don't you?
Yes, it's a lot. You have, with the Haitian, the Spanish culture, you have some African influences, and with Trinidad and Jamaica, they make curry, but the curry's totally different, and so you just get to taste a different variety. There's green curry, yellow curry, red curry. So you're just going to get a lot of different, spices from the Caribbean. Sometimes it all comes together and just create fusions of, recipes. Like in Haiti, we use a lot of spices from Spain and also, like I said, from Africa. So you just get to blend together, and I would call it like an épice, which is a spice.
It even occurred to me, this is not like you take your chances, you go to a restaurant, you spend a lot of money, and you're afraid you might not like it. I mean, you can sample things here.
Exactly. So you would be able to sample, before purchasing, and you'll have a taste, and you can go, and there's not an actual limit, because the more tickets you purchase, the more sampling ticket that you'll be able to have, and you'll be able to taste a variety of all of the vendors that we have. So yes.
Vadeline, what's also going on in the mix here is culture and music. Tell us about that too.
So we do have some people coming in from different artists. Like one of the artists that we have is from Cambridge, and he's going to do our backdrop for the event, the Taste of the Caribbean. So this person would just kind of allowing him to free flow, he'll be there. So I think I want it to be a surprise when he comes. So then that way, they'll get to see, to unveil the artwork as well as this person who's done it. We have, singers, young people who are dancing, and just the DJs from the community. So it's just, like I said, like a family event. You can bring everybody, your kids, your husband, your wife, your
family.
grandfather, everybody.
Eve, I also want to ask you about the scholarships, because tell us what you've managed to do so far with that.
So what we have been doing is we also were grateful enough to have sponsors who were also who also loved the idea that we were having, who was also willing to help us out financially. And that's how this year we will be able to do more than we have been able to do the past 2 years. So I am really looking forward to, we have not selected the winner yet, because we are still getting more applications. So if someone is still interested, they can still continue to apply. But we have not selected the winner yet, but I'm sure this year is going to be a good turnout.
Vadeline, I guess another thing that might come out of this is that once people go to this, they might decide to go to one of these vendors in the future. I mean, does this help neighborhood businesses, would you say?
It does, and I do feel that, with a lot of the change that's going on in the Roxbury, Dorchester, Mattapan area, I think it's a way for people who have grown up in the community to feel a sense of pride, to be able to showcase their talented. A lot of it is handmade things, not things that you're just getting mass produced. So it's really important to support artists who are still working by hand, artists who are working from the heart. So I think aside from it just being a food festival, is that it's a festival that showcases talents. Culinary art is an art, and so we like to incorporate that, and I think that's very important. That's what this event is bringing forth, the different talents.
Eve, I know there's a Haitian Unity event that takes place in Boston now every spring, but August is the month of Carnival too. I mean, do you try to get a little synergy from that? Maybe
it ties in perfectly, and that's why we choose the month of August, because the month of August is Carnival. Every weekend of August there's going to be some sort of event that relates to the Caribbean. So the August is Caribbean month, and that's why we choose to do it in August, so that it can all ties in together. So you can start celebrating your heritage from the first weekend of August, although it's the end of it.
We should mention, Eve, I guess there's still time for scholarship applications and tickets, so if people want to pursue that, what's the best way online?
Yes, people can go to our website, tasteofthecaribbeanboston.com, or they can check us on Eventbrite. If you guys are interested and want to still apply for a scholarship, you can email us at tcbfestival@gmail.com.
Thank you both very much, Eve Alteon and Vadeline Jules-Freeman.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us, Chris.
We'll have more news in just a moment.